afternoon. Take a quick video for lesson 2 and talk about long vol for a second. Probably a little bit different than you're used to thinking about long vol, but totally different. What I can do with PT indicator is set a threshold level. For instance, you can scrunch the chart up and notice where the low volatility is and try to separate it from breakouts. Not getting a false breakout, like keeping the false breakouts as much as possible inside the low vol, but waiting for a little volatility break to occur. And once you can separate that, then the concept that you want to think about is you're going to be expanding a range above the line for the breakouts, or you're going to be contracting the range and trading back to the averages. So you're going to go from the outer range back to the average on the low volatility. And you can do that in the direction of like a higher time frame bias if you want. So if you're in a trend, you can only take a trending directional move, or if you can trade this many different ways. You can put your own filters on it, but just using the concept of going long vol and then directionally with that slope, not on the deceleration part, but we want the acceleration, the alpha. So when we want to know, can we target when volatility is above our threshold that we've just, did the eyeball test, very scientific, and see if we can catch breakouts using this method and what that might look like. So in Bloodhound, put a Bloodhound on your screen. In fact, I'll share this template with you, lesson 2, as well as lesson 1. If you would like, just let us know. We'll send it to you. You can use a comparison solver, and A would be the PT2 indicator, just the default settings, and an indicator type B, it's normally set to indicator value. Change that to fixed value and type your threshold level that you want to use as your line in the sand. So this affixes anything above that line is going to allow a signal. So it's green to tell you that you're above 17. So to change that to more of a conditional signal, you can modify the signal by putting the long short modifier on the chart, changing the options from swap to difference and absolute. And now you can see that it's more of a conditional signal. So now we know for a fact that we're above 17. Now the next thing I like to do is get rid of the deceleration. So I'm only interested when it is accelerating and not over here decelerating. I don't want this part for this one strategy that we're going to be looking at. We just want to take the long vol trades. It could be long vol up or down. We just want long vol. We'll trade it both directions. So I'll put an AND node on the chart in your logic nodes and or, and you can put a slope solver with the PT2 indicator, and then put a long short modifier to change the options to difference, and from absolute change that to long short. That way you're getting long ball. It says long short, but it means long ball. So here is long ball. Every time your range is expanding, you want to be trading to the outer part of that range. And likewise, I said we can look at lesson 3 later for range contraction on the deceleration part. But for right now, we just want to know above our threshold level that we define and the slope for expansion. And I put a solver together already here, capturing this with momentum and bar direction. And that'll allow me to get a signal in Blackbird. The bar direction will. I added momentum. And if you're my customer, I'll give you the logic for my momentum indicator that I use. And just like that, you can get up and down signals that you can refine later with your own trend following filter or other filter that you would like to use. I have back tested this just using the above 17 long ball using Blackbird, and here is the solver, and I am using 3 contracts, and I'm putting some logic on this. I'll show you how I do that if you are a customer, and can show you how you can use the PT indicator to set your own risk and reward. You can use the PT indicator to dynamically set the profit targets to a custom distribution that you would like to use. You can use many different custom distributions. There's many different ways to do this. Here's one way that I do it, and I can share this Blackbird template with you so that you can just back test it and set your own parameters. I'll show you how to change those with the solver. You can define the time period of the distribution that you would like specifically to use, and the amount the multiplier can change, and I'll share that with you. And just using this simple logic, I can share the back test results with you. We'll reload it. There's 2 ways I do this. You can do it on RTH only, and then you can do it on Globex. And there's a way in PT indicator that I can distinguish whether I want the signal in Globex or RTH. I'm going to show you the first way is just in RTH by itself without Globex. And these results in RTH, just using the slope like we saw on above 17, are phenomenal. 332,878, profit factor of 247, percent profitability 62.28. Long trades and short trades are evenly divided at 63% and 61%. That shows you that the strategy is robust, capturing long vol for long or short trades. And the PT indicators dynamically setting, like I said, the profit target and stop loss per bar. And it's just repeat on each bar that it gets a signal, the same logic. And which of course you can modify and test other threshold levels. I'll show you how to do it. But to deep dive inside of this, to do the analysis on this, you can see that it is a very robust strategy. a very good curve, if you will. Very high win percentages. That's what you want to see in this middle column. Um, and let's see, winners are larger than the losers by about, 2 to 1. So that's very good. And let's look at the trades real quick. Here we go. So the strategy starts kicking in, and you can see that the winners are much um, stronger than the losers. And that allows it to just continue. Look at your cumulative net profit starts going um, really nicely. I mean, I think this is a very nice cumulative net profit flow. The more trades that you can get into, the more profits you can make. Obviously, you need signals to make profits. And again, the goal is just going long outside the range. Very simple concept when the range is expanding. And just that simple feature alone, without any further refinement, such as, putting a parity line or a VWAP or whatever you like for your trend of 50 moving average or 20 or 200 or whatever you use, without any further refinement to this at all, just using range expansion and the PT indicator on its own to determine what to use for profits and stops, it's getting great results. So I think it's a very good base, for your theory, um, and something that you would want to consider using. Um, Set it up. I'll send you a copy of the Blackbird already set up for you, um, so that you can have that. And then we can go through, as I go forward this year, maybe once a month. I'm thinking I'll come up with a simple strategy that I'm using back tested and show it to you using the opening range indicator, the linear regression indicator, and the PT indicator. So, and then share the template with you. Yep. Okay, that sounds like a plan. One time a month, I can commit to that. Very short, um, and I think it should be, self. Um, you won't really need my interaction at all because you'll have the template. There you go. All right. Thank you so much. Y'all have a great new year. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.